upgrade roll, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
Okay,
Actually,
I wasn't sure if you still...
Yeah, we should probably handle Melek's disappearance first, but yes.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you
Probably
still wanted to do that, like...
Yes. But we'll do that in game. So,
Okay.
so in 3, 2, 1... Welcome, students, to Hyperspace Mechanics 1, sponsored by Nubulon Time Warner and your planetary school board. Hyperspace is a place very similar to what we know as normal space, but that which exists in near parallel to it. It has 3 spatial dimensions and a time dimension that appears to be the same as the one that exists in normal space. This linkage of time dimensions ensures causal connection between both spacetime's manifolds. The time link also allows for minor gravitational bleed over between the 2 spaces. However, hyperspace has several important differences compared to normal space that make it exceptionally useful for transit and communication. At some point in the distant past, hyperspace experienced heat death. As you may recall from Astrophysics 2, this means that all natural occurring material in hyperspace has moved so far away from all other matter that it effectively moved behind the cosmic event horizon. Light doesn't travel fast enough between objects in hyperspace objects that originated in hyperspace for them to even interact over billions of years. Just impossible. This has resulted in 2 very unusual side effects. The first is that the effective cosmic horizon is both very distant but also very close, given the near lack of matter not put into hyperspace from human activities. This uncertainty translates to the causal spatial correspondence with normal space, producing something called the hyperspace effect. The hyperspace effect is that a small distance traveled in hyperspace translates to a very large distance traveled in normal space. The second unusual side effect is related to the rifting effect of eta-lambda superhadron pairs. In normal space, decay of eta-lambda superhadron pairs produces no noticeable effect when they decay. However, their antiparticles can produce a spatial contraction, effectively compressing space between the quantum entangled particles as they decay. This effect is very minor and dissipates in a matter of hours. However, the differential spatial and gravitational conditions in hyperspace allows for eta-lambda hadron pairs to produce a similar effect that's much more effective at bringing 2 points closer to each other, and which decays over a period of millennia instead of seconds. Thus, hyperspace's unusual conditions allow for not only fast space travel between star systems relative to normal space, but on top of that, options for even faster travel on top of that. Journeys that would take centuries in normal space become trips of months or years in hyperspace. And with the construction of rift systems between star systems, a trip of months becomes minutes. In this class, we'll be covering the mathematical and physics of hyperspace navigation, time correspondence, rift construction, hyperspace entry, and many related topics. Hope you brushed up on your Calculus 4. Well then.
I'm going to flunk this class.
I only got up to Calc 3.
Yes, in the future there's many calculus classes up to like 7 or something. It's weird.
That's just
Also,
too
this-
many calculuses, man.
Also, this is
Can
like
I
4th grade.
Can I skip can I kind of skip the class? I already know how to handle ships and pilot ships and.
Well, this is a class
Use
you've
a
already
suit.
taken, actually.
Yeah, thank fuck for that. Oh,
I think you should have to roll to see if you passed.
god damn it.
Oh, go and give me a roll.
Okay, I will.
Roll IQ.
I've
specifically.
got what spacer? Is spacer
Well,
or ship
this is
handling?
before.
What
This
do
is
you want?
from before when before you took the class, or so before you got your certifications. So this is
Oh,
without the skill. Let's see how you did.
without the skill.
Yeah,
what do
just
you
the
want me
base
to roll?
intelligence. See how well you picked
no.
up on it.
Uh-oh.
Your skill will not be
on.
changed, but I want to see if you have a firm
If I
grasp of the
breezed
base
it,
concept.
or whether I had to work. Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
did I breeze through it, or did I have to really, really work hard? Ooh, quite an average roll. That's a very, very average roll.
Well, you made
C
it though.
student all the way.
Yeah, I made it. I'm smart. I mean, that's made it by 1 point.
Yep. Yeah, you
I'm a
managed to
smart
get through,
cookie, me.
but you did have to make sure to do all your homework.
Oh yeah. Well, the military don't kind of let you. They don't let you skimp on the extracurricular stuff.
Yes. Also, this was like 5th grade for you.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the future's weird like that. Anywho, so last time we left most of the group on board the LCS Cairo in transit between worlds, having a kind of a dark story night with the band Inverted Minds. But before then, Melek, Mr. Alex there, right? He went missing as everyone was going through the security checkpoint on Elcor. So the short version is that while everyone else is getting into line, someone came up to you and they're like, "Hey, you were Alex from the academy." And they're a bit younger than you. They chat you up and they start talking about their own experiences in the military, and they basically hint, "Hey, I can get you through security if you like." Do you take their offer?
Well, it depends. Do I remember this person?
Oh, by the way, sorry. I also should point out that they look like a security official. So they have the badge, they have the the uniform, all that sort of stuff. You don't actually remember this person, but they seem to be generally familiar with the culture and all that sort of stuff. So it seems quite believable that they at least shared a similar experience to you, even if you don't actually remember who they are.
Okay, I'll be like, well, if you can get me through these queues a little bit quicker, then that's gonna be most helpful. I hate queuing for things. I get itchy feet. Got to be on the move all the time.
He's like, awesome. And, he shows you through one of the security doors on the side.
Cool.
On the other side, there's a long, dark hallway with overhead lights that don't illuminate very much, but they do illuminate the other 5 security people that are waiting for you.
Oh, excellent. This is going to be interesting.
The guy that's showed up to start chatting you up, he then immediately asks you, "Sir, we're going to need your weapons."
Yeah, no problem at all. And I will take my weapons out and let them check the weapons.
All right. Well, he hands them off to one of the other officers, and he pops out his handcuffs and asks you to, please behave. This will not be too much of a problem. Just need to take you into custody.
I have permits for these.
Are you going to resist? Otherwise, he's going to
No, I am holding my hands out, but I am pointing out. As I say, I'm not resisting or not cooperating, but yeah, I'm definitely pointing out that I do have permits for these things.
All right. Well, he says that's not the issue, sir. Yeah, snaps the cuffs on
What seems
you.
to be the issue?
We have a person of interest warrant on you.
Huh.
We'll
Can I
explain
ask
when
who
we.
issued it?
We'll explain more when we got you into the holding cell.
Great.
So
Great.
they give you a quick pat down. They after your hands are cuffed, and they basically take all your stuff. but they don't seem to be looking to pocket it. They're all covering, carrying it out very obviously as they lead you down through the various. Where is it? There we go. Elcor, and move everybody over there. Hooray! So you are here. You can find yourself there.
Yeah, I could find myself. Yep.
All right, and then they proceed to take you up to roughly about here, up near the top of the station. Mm-hmm. In the red zone. That's the bad zone. Normal people aren't allowed there. Yeah.
No, red is good because it goes faster.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that cause like shearing in the station and like then it'd rip apart and?
Well, actually, only part of the station actually spins. It has artificial gravity over most levels. It's only the a little bit in the near the equator where you guys came in that actually rotates around. So those levels and right around there. But they put you in a holding cell. It's only a few minutes before one of the more important looking people with the more stripes on their shoulders shows up, and they introduce them as Sergeant Chalmers, and they explain that there is a person of interest warrant issued for you for something that happened on Lanton, something involving a fight and a kidnapping, perhaps. They're looking into it. But it'll be a few minutes yet before they have word exactly on what they're supposed to do with you. So sit tight and and enjoy your few minutes here of possible incarceration, perhaps more than that.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Now, you are in a holding cell. You are not alone here. There is 2 other people presently. One of them is very much asleep. The other one looks kind of spooky in the more of a, you're kind of icky and I don't want you to touch me sort of way.
Oh, nice.
And that guy's looking at you.
Okay, I'm going to stare right back at him and say, "You got a problem, buddy?"
And he says, "I don't know. You got a problem with me?"
Hey, kid. I'm sure loads of people have got a problem with both of us. We don't need more enemies, huh?
Oh, I know who has problems with me, but I don't know you. So
I'll be like, I'll just shrug.
He seems to slide a little bit closer to you and asks, so what'd you actually do?
Hey, I'm in the dark as much as you are.
Interesting. Technically, I am as well. They say it's something about a custom stamp issue, but I have a feeling I know what they're actually looking for. But I'm not going to say.
I'm just gonna look him up now. Does it look like he might have put together a shank or something like that? Like he might be concealing anything?
Maybe he doesn't seem to be like fidgeting in a like there's something in my pocket, I'm going to go grab it real quick sort of way. But he's a fairly large gentleman, and there are many stains on his shirts and pants and things like that. So there's perhaps
nice
options for hiding things that might be a little easy to sort of conceal just in the disheveled look he has going on.
Well, can I do a holdout check to see if he's concealed anything on him?
Are you gonna get handsy or just gonna look him up and down?
Just look. I'm not gonna start touching him up. He'll get completely the wrong idea then.
No, feel him up. This is a good way to make friends.
Make friends and influence people.
It's like, well, I've got the skill holdout. I can hide things and spot things hidden on other people, so I might as well use the bloody skill.
You can hide things on other people. That's good.
Yeah. Well, okay, I failed it by 1.
All right, you don't think he has anything on him that's out of the ordinary.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just ignore him. Is he the only one in the cell with me?
Oh, there's another person. It's a lady of some sort. She seems completely passed out. She kind of smells like booze.
Ah, nice, one of those sorts. I'll nod over toward her with this guy because he's probably still looking at me, and I'll say, "What's she in for?"
Oh, probably just drunk and disorderly again.
Again, she a regular stop in this place?
Well, perhaps more than I am, but, you know.
Great.
So, yeah, this guy seems super interested in you, but if you opt to ignore him, he will not bother you further.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in interacting with him. He's got a weird voice.
Are you sure you don't want to interact with him, Melek?
I'm sure.
Okay. All right. So after about 5 hours, the commander does come back, and he unlocks the cell and motions you to come and exit.
Okay, I'll leave.
All right. He says, "Apologies, sir," as he locks up the cell again. "I believe there was a misunderstanding. Gotten some word that you were, maybe in the wrong place at the wrong time, but you were acting, as an agent of the government. So, just try not to get in any fights on board the station here."
I'll shrug and say, these things happen. Don't worry about it. I've been in your situation before, and yeah, paperwork's slower than it should be.
All right. Then he puts a hand on your shoulder and leans in. And is like, "So we did find some interesting stuff within your effects. Do you have anything to declare?"
Not that I can think of. I mean, I've got the guns that I handed over. Got some of the body armor. Well, that's all legal. Got a load of swarm bots. Couple of other bits and bobs. Batteries. Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
All right. Give me a fast talk roll.
Okay. Come on, fast talk. Come on, fast talk. Fast talk, fast talk, fast talk. Because I think I know what he's found. It's like, no, I want to keep those fast. I want to keep those bots. The specific type that's in there. Come on. Oh, passed it by one.
All right. He says, "All right. You can go, but you're going to need to pick up your stuff at the impound. It's a level down, 3 doors on your right."
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And I will head off in that direction.
And he gives you another reminder to stay out of trouble before you leave. All right. So 1 level down. You get to the impound spot there. By the way, at some point you could probably look up for when your ship is supposed to leave. And at this point, you have about an hour or two before the Cairo is supposed to undock and leave on its destination. So you get to the impound, and there's a line. What do you do? You guys still there? I apparently can't hear you at all. That's very strange then. I'm going to adjust my headphones here real quick. Also known as unplug them and plug them back in again. Alright, that didn't quite work, I think. I'll try to restart TeamSpeak. Be right back.
Oh, with the spooky doll and like she's playing noughts and crosses with herself.
What?
That might have been a British thing.
I think so. 'Cause that
Yeah,
sounds too creepy
that's-
for Americans.
That sounds terrifying.
Not sure what happened there, but
Girl, doll, noughts and crosses.
I hope that's something that just happened to you.
No.
Turns out you are haunted.
How often did you see this little girl?
With the doll playing noughts and crosses. All the time.
all right,
There
I
you
think
go,
I'm
I've
back.
posted it in the channel. Hey, Izzy!
Yay!
Izixs.
Hello.
So something
There you go,
about
look.
creepy dolls?
Yeah, look. That's the when it's a different version than the original one. But on TV here in Britain, if a channel wasn't broadcasting because it was like early hours of the morning back in the day, way before digital, that would come on. I think it was like a BBC thing, and
That's really creepy.
Yeah, it didn't seem so creepy back in the day.
This is everything
kinda
you'll
creepy.
ever need to know about Britain.
Yep.
It's kind of creepy.
I don't know. I
Right,
think
sorry.
she. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry for the audio issue, but go ahead, finish up.
That was it. Yeah, that's cool. We were just occupying ourselves while you fixed your randomness.
Right, not sure
Okay,
what happened
my
there.
question
but,
was, my question was, how long is the queue and how fast is it moving?
it's not moving super fast. It's maybe like a couple dozen people.
Okay. Are there any like areas where their staff aren't serving? They're kind of just like milling about or anything?
Well, it does look like there's somebody behind the desk. It's sort of a series of windows, and there's an office space behind there. There's people moving around. So there's at least a couple people back there doing something. And there are maybe, let's say, 2 windows that are not active presently.
I'm just thinking if I can, without pushing in and going to a window that's actually serving, I could try and get someone's attention very quickly. But if there's something where I can go up to and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give it like 5-10 minutes, see how the queue moves, and then I'll judge it from there.
All right. The queue is very, very slow, but a few people sort of get their stuffs handled, and get out of the line. But it's going to be maybe a close call on getting on the ship, given you still need to find it.
Yeah, this is very, very true. Okay, if there's anybody behind me, is there anybody behind me on the queue?
Let's say one person showed up behind you.
Okay, one person's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go and see if I can get some attention from the office people in the back.
All right. Give me a reaction roll.
A reaction roll.
Yes. So high is actually better here.
Oh, I see. Okay. That was awful.
I'm also going to do a roll. Well,
That's even worse.
Well, that's actually
Yes.
Actually maybe a very good thing for you potentially.
I was about to say, your roll was even worse than mine, so hopefully.
General reactions. So you get the attention of someone from behind the desk, and they come up to you and sort of eyeball you, and they're like, "What do you want?"
Are they male or female?
Let's say female.
Okay. I'll turn around and say, hey, I'm sorry, and I bet you get this a lot, but I've got a flight leaving like in 50 minutes, and I'm just worried that I'm not going to be able to get my luggage out in time. And I've not been in this station before, and I'm sorry about that. I don't really know where I'm going when I'm leaving here, and I don't want to miss this flight. It's quite important. I don't suppose there's any way I can get through a little quicker. And sorry about this.
Do I know you from somewhere?
Do I know her from anywhere?
No, this is what she says to you.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I
You've never
recognize
seen
her?
You've never seen her in your life.
I don't think so. I mean, I've only just got here. I came from Lantern. It was Lantern, wasn't it? Izzy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just came in from Lantern. You've been in Lantern recently?
Not for a few years, but you seem familiar. Wait, were you one of those PI guys, right?
Yeah. I'm Alex Carter.
Oh yeah, that rings some bells. Mr. Carter, you got a flight going. Let me see what I can do.
That'd
Though,
be great, thanks.
just in case, get back in line.
Okay, I'll get back in line.
So I am going to give her a roll to see if she is going to be super helpful in getting you through faster or not. Let's find out.
Well, this reputation perk might come in handy that I bought.
Yes, without that, she would have just kind of blown you off. So she will. It will be another half hour before she gets your stuff together, but she will push it out the side door for you.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So you got your stuff again, all of it, in
Cool.
fact.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay, let's get this fucking this ship. I'm gonna get just straight there, wherever it needs to go.
All right. Give me a roll. Let's see how close your call is here.
Okay. Just a random 3d6 roll.
Well, it'll be navigation technically.
Well, I've got navigation. It's normally navigation in space. Does that include space stations?
Not necessarily. This is more like a city navigation sort of skill because it's basically a huge space station. It's like a couple 100,000 people live on this thing.
Okay, so do I just roll a normal?
Give me a normal roll,
intelligence.
and then I'll double check
I'll
your
just
defaults here.
Okay.
By the way, you get a plus 3 to your
average.
skill because there are monitors in some places. All
Cool.
right. So
And I've got. I'm a TL10 kind of a guy, you know.
Where is navigation? Okay.
I mean, my navigation. I mean, it's 2 under my navigation skill, 2 under my intelligence as well. So hopefully.
All right. We're gonna go. That's not super relevant here. So you said you're 2 under your intelligence. Most of these seem to be -4. So, -4 plus 3. Yeah, you're gonna make it. You'll make it without having to delay the ship at all. So,
that'll
the captain,
piss people off.
Yeah, the captain will not be generally unhappy with you on the voyage forward. Anyway, let's get on to Cairo.
Yay!
Hooray, everybody! We're on to the ship finally.
Yay!
All right, so I've already gone through a bit of the traveling stuff here with folks, and had the night of conversations. But I think we're going to go through and do any sort of leveling up sort of montages that may be required. So, since Melek's already been doing bits, Gepwin or Bill, which one do you guys want to go first?
Gepwin can go first.
Hi.
So, Gepwin, what are you going to be generally trying to do here as far as your using your skill points?
Okay. Well, I was going to throw another point into archaeology and something. I think I put it into tracking, possibly. A couple of things for the planet.
All right, cool. Then, are you studying this stuff alone in your room, going out to the more social areas, or are you going to be doing something else to sort of try to hone your skill here?
I picked up my book and I'll look at all the archaeology information on the ship's computer. I think I'll probably go between reading in my room and scanning whatever the future version of the internet is in the common areas.
All right, let me maybe grab someone who's interesting looking as far as icons goes. And this guy looks interesting enough. So we're going to set you up over in one of the best halls here. and you're reading your book, maybe over lunch or something like that. Everybody else is already off doing the other stuff. And this guy comes in. There's a lot of interesting, colorful characters on board the Cairo right now. And this guy is an older gentleman, and he dresses very well. In fact, give me, let's say, a knowledge rim check to see if you can get an impression of what this guy's maybe about.
Damn it, Gepwin, your microphone's picking up a hell of a lot of static. Wow.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I was just gonna say every time you key on it kind of gives us a burst of static.
It's not super
know why
loud,
it
but
would
it is
do
there,
that.
yes.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
That's there's none now.
Okay, I guess one of my cables was loose because I just jostled things.
That's
Perfect.
helped out, yeah.
All right. You're not quite sure what this guy is, but he does look impressive all the same. He comes at you and... Oh, it's back.
Yeah, that's gone staticky again.
He comes up to you and introduces himself as... what was his name again? Sorry. He introduces himself as Varel. He's a very distinguished-looking gentleman, very definitely a lot older than you are, and he has a fantastic mustache, by the way. In fact, someone may even call it a jaunty mustache. And he introduces himself, and he asks if he can have a seat with you.
Oh, of course. I'm always happy to entertain new friends on this ship.
Oh, jolly good, jolly good. I see you are a student of archaeology, it looks like. Says, sort of nodding at your book there, data pad, or whatever you're using.
Yes, I keep up to date with all of the natural sciences. Archaeology's always been a particular love of mine.
I have a bit of a passing interest there myself. Reading anything interesting, or just familiarizing yourself with the latest?
I forget which book I got.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, make it up as you go along.
That's the one I picked up. Familiarizing myself with the latest texts on the fall of ancient alien civilizations.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of those. About out and abouts. Though at this point it might be might be much more human civilizations that have risen and fallen out there these days than aliens. But the aliens do have some impressive leftovers, you could say.
Yes, I've made quite a living in my younger days scavenging ancient ruins and finding alien technology and artifacts, and some human as well, though I must say the aliens are a little bit more fun.
Oh, most certainly. I've gone a bit of exploring myself. It's been a number of years, but I've it was a city of sorts. I was on a planet called Neurokis or Neurodis or something like that. I forget the specifics, but it's quite impressive. It's like these are creatures that, they might not have been bipedal like you or me, but they got a great deal of construction done, great towering spires. That sure most of them have fallen over and half eroded away, but before their dramatic downfall, they were quite something.
Yes, I'm always fascinated by the variety of aliens that seem to have fallen before we even reached space travel ourselves.
Indeed, it seems there's a was a roll for something.
I was seeing if I might have had half a chance of recognizing the planet from his vague description, but apparently not.
Yes, and he says, "Yes, it's rather fascinating, to be honest. There seems to be almost, a cornucopia of possibilities out there. Yet they all seem to have this weird habit of, not being around anymore. It's almost like Well, I have an idea on what's going on there, to be honest.
Oh, I don't recall any substance theories in the literature. I would be very glad to hear your opinions.
Well, it's all speculation after all, right? But just the habit of them all being destroyed, and, well, humanity's own history with our near destruction, twice over. You'd think that people be more thinking that maybe it's not chance that this all happened, but maybe design. So perhaps civilizations are set up, for whatever reason, to either be destroyed by an external force or to fall internally. Just seems too unusual. It's almost like either there's someone around to squash us, or somebody working on the inside to do it.
So are you suggesting that our civilizations were engineered by an external force?
Potentially. Or at least influenced after they started appearing. But I'll leave you to your studies. You seem to be a bit of an outdoorsman. If you want any pointers or something like that, feel free to knock on my door. I'm in cabin 15.
Oh, thank you. I may indeed take you up on that.
All right. Have a good day, sir.
Good day to you.
All right. Cool. You may use them as your resource for getting the tracking stuff, pointers, things like that, and your book, of course, for the archaeology know-how.
Excellent.
Yes. Also, allow me to introduce this character, who's kind of crazy, but in the fun way.
Maybe he's right.
But Bill, it's your turn.
Okay, I am probably just remaining in my room, plugged in to the wall, keeping those batteries topped off while I fiddle with my eye laser, trying to fix the lens and get the focus to improve.
All right, so give me that engineering
Sounds so
roll.
dirty when you say it that way.
It is.
He's in his room
I can't
alone,
do this stuff in public, Gepwin.
poking at his one eye. Or manipulating his one eye. Yes. Anyway, yes, as agreed, you can give me an engineering roll. If you are successful, those points will go into improving your eye weapon. If they are not, they're going to go into improving your engineering skill. Oh, yes. So your skill is 8, so you roll a 7. That means you are successful, Bill. You can spend those
Hooray.
points on improving your eye laser. Excellent.
Wow,
Nice.
that was a very good roll to say it was an 8 that you had to get. That was good.
Yeah. It's like, was the 7 the skill or the 8? I have to look this up real quick.
That's why I like my
so,
little macro that I got. I like it.
So yes, you can improve your eye laser using all 5 of those points or something less than that. Your choice. So when you now go to look at somebody, you can give them an extra harsh look with death.
And how do I actually modify on this character sheet? Like, how do I change it?
So it depends on what you're
Or
trying
add
to do.
points, I guess.
Yeah. Are you? We can maybe go into that after the game today. But
Okay, that's fine.
If you're trying to do something basic like increase the damage, you can, I believe, change the level on it. It's the most direct thing. If you're trying
Okay,
to
yeah,
add
we can
things
just go over that
Yeah.
after the session. That's fine.
There's also things like increasing rate of fire, increasing your range, all sorts of extra bells and whistles you can apply. Anywho, so that's what you got going on there. Melek, were you going to be having Alex increase any of his skills or anything like that?
Yeah, I was just going through trying to think what was I originally planning on doing again. So I'm just very quickly scrolling around a little bit. I may. Let's see. I may pick up something like diplomacy, something like that. because dealing with people, I can fast talk and intimidate and things like that, but I don't have anything where I can kind of, you know, arrange, get things sorted, if you know what I mean, in a more pleasant way. But yeah.
All right, then
Well, what about,
maybe
yeah.
maybe having a little sit down with someone that you might want to try to convince to do something would be a useful skill moment then.
As I say, I hadn't really fully decided yet. I was just, because I wasn't sure whether I could just upgrade a few of my other skills rather than getting a new skill. I think I'm tempted to go with forensics. In fact, you know what? Fuck it, yeah. Forensics. I'm going to improve my existing forensics skill.
All right, well, still gives you an excuse to throw you into interaction with somebody.
That's fine. That's fine. I can sit around and look at the debris that's around areas, and I can practice my swarm potentially because I've got a forensic swarm. So
Just walking around with a really comically large magnifying glass.
And I'd have to get some sellotape and powder and a little brush and take some fingerprints off someone's glass, you know, while they're still holding it.
Exactly.
So let's throw you and Bill into a situation because just sitting in your room and playing with yourself, Bill, is hilarious. But
Oh my!
Want to give you an opportunity to interact with the people. So you're hanging out in one of the common rooms, maybe on a table or something like that. I didn't furnish this fully, but just use your imagination. And just double checking you just happened to be sitting with Bill that day, a number of days into the voyage, and across from you was another member of the band Inverted Minds. Her name is Great Queen Alia is her official band name, but she asked everyone informally to call her Alia.
Cool.
And she is the bassist.
Cool.
I'm just sitting there like changing the aperture focus on my eye over and over again, like almost the equivalent of like squinting and like just like fiddling around with my adjustments that I've made.
Good news is you can still see.
Yeah, that's basically, I'm trying to make sure I didn't break anything.
So you reading a book? Are you doing something else? Inspecting your guest across the table?
What I'm going to do is I'm inspecting the room and I'm spotting little tiny things around the room. And I'm like, okay, so I can see there's a little bit of dust there or debris there, or there's a mark in a table here. So that might imply someone's put a glass down hard, or looking at some clothes that people are wearing and seeing if the wear is indicative of whether they're left or right-handed, or how rushed they might have like not be too combed, you know what I mean? So they've been in a rush this morning, so maybe they didn't get much sleep. Little things like that. I'm just trying to pick up on the environment.
All right, give me a roll for forensics specifically. Yes, for what your skill was before your improvements, ongoing improvements here.
Okay. No, failed it by 2. Oh, or two sixes and a 1. That's pretty awful.
Woo. It's like,
I have no fucking clue what's going on in this room.
Maybe I should have gone into ventriloquism. You're the lady across the table there. She seems to not notice this at all. But
that I'm analyzing her.
Yes, you're maybe staring at her a little too much at some points. But you do have, I believe, a weakness of some sort, right?
Yeah. Is she attractive?
Yes.
Oh. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to bother resisting at this point, because at the end of the day, it's like I'm not in a situation where I need to. So yeah, let's do this whole sort of clumsy chat up thing.
There always has to be one in every RPG.
Yeah, there has to be, and it's me. Why is my chair doing weird things? That's not in the game, like my real chair. What the hell's going on?
Bill, this is your opportunity to observe something hilarious.
Yeah, potentially.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
here for it.
Hey, it's not. It doesn't have to be clumsy. I mean, hell, she might like my charming. Hey, I've got attractive +4, okay, and a charisma. I've got charisma too, and an attractive appearance. I'm not an ugly guy, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of lean over the table a little bit and get her attention and say, this is a bit of a long flight. You heading anywhere nice on holidays, visiting family?
Yes, I'm going to the same place you are.
I wasn't looking at you. God damn
What?
it, man.
Oh, I like look between the two of them, and it's like I just realized that she was sitting there. I'm like, my mistake.
What does she
Gepwin,
do to this?
Gepwin, did you want to be in the room as well, or do you want to be
I
avoiding
may
this
as
like the
well.
plague?
Okay.
Yay!
Awkwardness all around.
Hey, this might not be awkward. It might only be awkward if she, it's like she just drags me away or something.
You're maybe like playing chess with somebody over there. Whatever you like. So she sort of looks down looks over the top of her book, and time for you to give me a reaction roll to see how amazingly charming you can be despite your the interference.
Is this like a higher the better then?
Yes.
Do I
and
then
go ahead.
add my charisma and appearance and stuff to it?
Yes.
And what kind of penalty did I just give him?
Okay, so I've got charisma 2, and it's +1 per level, so that means I've got +2 because of charisma.
Correct.
And I've got appearance attractive +4. Is that applicable for her? My being a standardly fairly rugged, attractive kind of a guy. Is that +4
You'll find
applicable?
out.
I will just roll 3d6 +2 then, and then you
Yes.
decide whether or not that +4 applies. Okay, that was a fairly average roll. Nothing great but that includes my charisma,
Interesting.
but not my appearance.
Interesting. She smiles at you and says, "Well, I am going to the planet Latio, and excuse me, what was the question again?" She kind of bats her eyes at you. She seems to have been maybe a little distracted by something.
Quick question, is that the same planet we're heading to?
No, you are heading to Greenhaven. Latio is sort of on the way. It's like the last stop before.
Okay, so she's going to get off first. So I wanted to make notes. So we're heading to Greenhaven.
Yeah.
And she's heading to where? Sorry.
Latio. Latio is one of the more populous planets in the Confederacy of Lanton.
Okay. I'll turn around and say, oh, Ladia, you're getting off one stop before us. I was just wondering, since it's a bit of a flight, I was wondering whether you were heading off to meet family or going on a vacation, maybe.
Not quite either. The band I'm in. Not sure if you met the other guys. We got a gig. I don't much like going there to Latio. It's not a very good place, but the pay's going to be good, and well, got to keep touring if we're going to keep our name and notoriety after all.
Business. Yeah, we're heading to Greenhaven ourselves on business. Got a few things, but you go where the money is. You go where you're asked to go by the people in charge. So yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You and your robot friend here?
Yeah, there's a couple of others around here. I can't remember Gepwin's name now. Gepwin's character's name. Gepwin is Simon. That was it, and it was Simon. I'll gesture toward Lug and say, yeah, this is Lug, and I'll look around the room and say, oh yeah, and we've got Simon over there as well. We're all in this little bit of contract work, to make ends meet. You do what you can to get everything together.
What kind of contract work? That's fairly vague after all.
It's to do with the local population. We're kind of liaising for the company. It's going to be one of those things where we don't really know what we're gonna find. We don't know what the situation's gonna be like. So yeah, we just got to think on our feet. It's gonna be a bit of an adventure. Maybe we see something we haven't seen before. It's supposed to be an interesting enough world.
I'm gonna give her a roll. She then says, "Oh, you're consultants. Okay, I get it now."
Yeah, I've been called many things, but yeah, that's not it. That's not inaccurate.
Well, so you're saying you're getting off in Greenhaven, so it's still a few days before even Ladio.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She bites her lip and kind of looks over to the side, and then looks over to you, Lug there. So, you guys inseparable?
Oh, we kind of get up to our own thing in our own time. We've not long met, actually. We kind of met each other on the job. Been doing a few things back on Lantern. So, yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm cool with a lot of stuff. Just last time there was a acquaintance decided to bring a robot in. It was a little weird.
In where?
I'm just going to let that question hang.
Into the
In where?
bedroom?
Which bedroom?
She starts to blush a bit.
Oh, don't worry, look. It's just it's a phrase. I'll explain later. But no. We just we're part
Have
of the
you
contract
engaged
here.
in a mating ritual?
I wouldn't exactly say it was a ritual or a mating. Yeah. This
This is no time to be producing offspring.
Oh my god.
Bill, Bill, I need you to make a reaction roll now.
Okay. Just 3d6?
Yep. I am going to give you a little bit of a penalty for this, so just FYI. Oh dear.
That's a low roll.
So I was going to give you a -2, so that gives you. All right, it's still in the same genre at least. She seems to be having a poor reaction to you.
Good.
This is my trying not to laugh too hard at what they're doing roll.
Go for it. Everyone else can hear
Maintaining
you
subtle composure.
everyone else can hear you go.
Here's a question, Izzy. Is there on this ship? Is there anywhere that the passengers can go to observe the outside of the ship? You know what I mean, like peaceful,
Yes, there
quiet
is.
places. Awesome.
Technically, every room has every crew and passenger room has a window in the ceiling to look out. But the main logistics observation room is the place with the big windows. There's also the bridge, but they don't allow you in there.
Oh, so we are allowed to go in there then.
Yes.
Okay, is it generally that busy in there?
Not usually. Occasionally, people that that's like looking out the windows for at the endless void of the hyperspace for hours on end. But I'll say there's probably not anyone too annoying in there right now. So.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of chuckle a little. Just at this because it's, well, let's face it, it is hilarious. And I'm gonna lean over to her and say, "Hey, I hear the observation deck's got some good views. You wanna care to join me?"
All right. She
Cool.
shoots you a look, Bill, of you better not follow me, but it's up to you if you can interpret that as exact that sort of message, given that you are maybe not up to date on these human expressions without words.
I feel like Hexlug is probably thoroughly disgusted by what he assumes they're about to go do. So
Not that they are about to go do that, but
yeah. Like, he just assumes that they're gonna go, like, start a new clan somewhere, like a tribe out on the ship.
Spontaneous.
He has a really, really vague understanding of human reproduction.
It's evident, and it's well played, yes.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
So he's just, like, really put off. Like, he's probably more put off than she is by what's going on.
Well, I'm hoping she's not put off at all. But hey, you know.
All right. So you and her can go up to that observation lounge. I'll go ahead and put her up there. Feel free to move yourself up, assuming you can.
Okay. It was literally just I'll turn around to Lug and say, "Hey, don't worry, Lug. I'll explain all the details later."
Please do not.
And I will laugh and then carry on.
All right.
Humans.
So before we get to you, Melek, Bill and Gepwin, are you gonna have any more fun before I shift over to them?
When they leave, I rotate my spherical body so that my giant red eye is looking over at Simon, and I give what is the best kind of, like, do you believe this shit shrug that a giant walking eye can do.
I still reciprocate.
And that's all for me.
Okay. Gepwin, got anything?
No, don't do anything that I would do.
Well, if it involves, like, digging in old ruins, then we're probably not going to do that. She's not that old.
All right. She will join you on the couch. Now, hyperspace is kind of weird in that there's no stars.
Yeah.
In fact, there's not a lot of anything. You can see a few sort of glints of light somewhere out there that are probably other spaceships. Usually, you can only see them if they have their engines firing up. Or maybe entering or leaving hyperspace. But it's very dark, but kind of oddly beautiful, like staring at a black mirror of some sort. But not the TV show, but
Oh no, that Black Mirror of the TV show is also rather beautiful.
But
okay.
She gets
Well, fair
herself
enough.
comfortable on the couch, and
I'll turn around to her and say, "Hey, don't worry about Lug. It takes a while to get used to him, but he doesn't mean any harm by it. It's kind of funny when you look at it, when you look back on it. I figured here we wouldn't shock him too much."
yeah, he seems very unsocial, not well socialized.
You could say that, yeah. Hopefully he'll get better. He's got a long time to learn such things, but yeah, we'll see how he gets on. But yeah, anyway, tell me about yourself. Apart from this gig, you got any plans while you're on Latio?
Well, you did get a very good reaction roll there. So, let's see. Do you got a relevant skill that may convince her there? Roll me fast talk. I'll give you a +3 bonus to that, just because she seems to be warming up to you very quickly.
Fast talk. My fast talk roll is that, and a +3. Did you say?
Yes, to the skill.
There we go. Including the +3, I passed by 4. So I would have passed by 1, but that +3 helps a lot.
All right. She seems comfortable with you enough. She, starts talking about, we're going to Latio. We got a gig, and she starts kind of going on about raising awareness for several, issues, specifically the role of colonial governments, and basically how rotten they are. Do you want to press further on that, or do you want to leave that as is?
No, I mean, I'll listen. I mean, I wasn't going to do like a running dialogue or anything, but yeah, I'll happily listen to what she's got to say. It's not like I'm trying to get in her pants tonight or anything.
Yeah. Well, she does explain that it's an issue that's very personal to her. She grew up on a planet that is technically part of the Confederacy of Lantern, but because it's one of the colonies that was set up after a certain point in time where the rules on these sort of things change, the planetary government is bonkers. The people that landed there originally set up their preferred insane system of craziness, and now everyone's stuck with it sort of situation. There's a weird caste system. There's various ways to move up and down in it, and she's very lucky to have managed to get off the planet in the first place. And there's other planets in the Confederacy that are great, like Latio's pretty awesome, but there's also other planets, perhaps too many, that are kind of bonkers like this. And she kind of mentions that one of the reasons they took the gig on Latio is that it's one of those planets that's also kind of bonkers. And she and the band are trying to basically go into the peoples that are in control of the planet's sort of main city there, and basically tell them they're being kind of rotten and they need to change things.
Fair enough. This is not a crazy concept from my point of view. I'm gonna mention that I've seen with my work doing the private investigating. I've seen a lot of people that have been not helped at all by governments because they don't care, or they haven't got money, or they're not favored by the current political beliefs, whether that be like a theological beliefs don't coincide or whatever. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there that aren't happy where they are, and that I'm really happy that she's managed to not only get away from a situation that she didn't like and didn't fit with her, but also that she's now going to try and help other people as well. And that's a really cool thing. That's a really cool thing, and she should be proud of herself, because a lot of people in her situation probably would go off and enjoy their life completely. So every little bit that people do is gonna help out, and that's a pretty cool thing.
Awesome. I think Fade to Black might be in order.
Awesome.
Yes, because you do end up getting lucky, and we're going to move on to our next part of the campaign here.
Is this the bit where we spawn a massive clan on the ship and take over, as poor Lug would expect?
Yeah, she lays her eggs and they try to infest the other passengers, and it's like a whole mini game that we have to deal with now. Thanks, great.
Shit, man. I didn't realize things were going to get weird.
Don't worry, it's always going to be weird with me around. All right. So there's some fun to have there, but we're going to move on because, we're trying to keep it at least semi-family here.
Yep.
So I got a little bit of a description to read you guys, if you're willing.
Cool.
Go for it.
All right. The remainder of the first leg of the voyage goes about as well as the first bit. There are several more stops, but these require the Cairo to exit hyperspace to link up with a station or landing craft. The positions leave at one of these stops, specifically Latio. When the Cairo exit hyperspace for this stop, they appear near a large cloud-covered planet. The planet Latio itself is quite beautiful. The puffy white clouds seem to have an unusual sparkle to them that dazzles the eye. Less appealing is the station that the Cairo links up with in orbit. It's a monstrous, sprawling structure with almost every surface covered in weaponry or docking ports, and the weapons vastly outnumber the docking ports. The time docked is brief, and no one boards the Cairo before it's on its way again, but several passengers obviously depart, including the entire band. The next two stops are similar stories. Actually, that's a plot hole, never mind.
Do I get to swap sort of names and numbers with her anyway?
Oh, sure. Plus, Gepwin already got some band contact info if that falls through.
Cool.
So it's up to him if he tells you.
Yeah, you have to buddy up to me if you want to see her again.
Damn, she didn't even give me a number if I asked for it. Oh, damn.
No, she does leave you a number. The question is,
excellent.
is it going to be a reliable one when you get back to
We don't know.
civilization?
I don't know. I suppose it depends. Fair enough.
Along the way, you also see other beautiful planets, but they don't look nearly as vicious as looking as Latio here, or the Latio station. After the 2-week voyage comes to an end, the Cairo exits hyperspace early in the morning. It's not anywhere near a planet, but close to its destination. Its destination, is floating out there in the darkness near a star. The Cairo spends the next 8 hours slowly closing in on Greenhaven. Greenhaven is a station dug out of an asteroid floating free in an otherwise uninteresting solar system. Most of the station's bulk is hidden away under the rocks and dust. There's a few gun emplacements, but plenty of docking ports that vastly outnumber the guns. And many ships are presently docked, linking up and floating or floating nearby. Soon enough, the sounds of the docking has begun throughout the ship. Welcome to Greenhaven. Time for a map change.
Huzzah!
Let me guess, Greenhaven is hardly a haven, and it's not green.
Well, parts of
I
it are
see
green,
some
but
green. And there's a church, so that's like a haven.
yep. So just a few items tossed in that are sort of indicative of what's going on there. Like there's that
I like
mug
that.
might be a. It's just a cargo ship of some sort, a pretty big one too. You know.
Uh huh.
Here might be fast.
Like at
Who's
least
this guy over here?
4 fantasy, 4 different sci-fi things we seem to be crossing over with here.
You know what? That ship looks like a pretty nifty ship. That looks like a pretty fast ship. I bet. You know what? I bet it could make the Kesler run in about 12 parsecs. I really do. I mean, as a guess.
Can we talk about the giant floating skull outside of the space station and also this person standing next to it?
I thought
Don't
that
worry.
was just the end of Mass Effect 2.
Don't worry. I'll explain those guys at some point here. So, as I said as mentioned before, and there's a message that the rest of the guys got, and Alex also got. I forgot to send you the text for that, but basically giving you sort of a heads up of what's going on with this plan you guys are supposed to be going and helping out, and also a little bit of information about the two individuals you're supposed to be meeting up with. Melandra and Elijah, and those are their icons. But you don't know where they are yet. So,
Well, there's
So,
what's
you
the
guys-
first one.
so
Got
you
Elijah
guys-
and who?
Melandra, also known as Mel.
Alejandra.
Not confused with L. That's a different person.
Okay.
So you guys can depart the ship to look for your peoples. The captain, explains that the ship will be docked for at least a day while they get fully resupplied and offload the remainder of their cargo. So you got a little bit of time before you got to get back on the ship, and they take you to your next destination. Then again, they do kind of have to wait for you because otherwise there's no point in going.
Exactly. If we're the only passengers, basically, going to Greenhaven properly.
Yes. So,
Cool.
Yeah,
what
I'll
do you
go
guys
out.
do?
What do the color codes mean anyway?
All right, so purple is sort of transit of some sort, usually docking ports or massive elevator systems, something like that. The green are the general civilian open areas. The red are the no-go areas, so command, dangerous systems, weapons areas, security, areas, and all that. The light blue is sort of a more potential danger areas. So there are some areas within them that are off limits. Others are just like, yeah, this is like a big storage tank for hydrogen or something like that. Don't pierce it, but if the klaxon goes off, you might want to leave.
Fair enough. Cool. Well, I'm just gonna wander into this green area and see what's going on.
All right, now, do note that this station's pretty big, so it's actually well over a kilometer across here.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
That's
this
pretty
isn't like this is a room here, and then we're going on. This is like these icons are supposed to represent. This is like a
Entire
shopping district
regions.
here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I forgot that Melek was not here for that explanation for the last space station.
Yes. So yeah, the L core was actually a lot bigger than maybe originally thought. There, it's like huge. By the way, Scott, our friendly Jar over here, he gets called to the side by the captain, who gives him a data pad, and then points to a large crate out the window that's presently being moved out of the ship and into one of the cargo areas. Something about your mail was delivered here, and you need to go pick it up.
Ah, he's found his luggage then.
Hopefully.
Someone did. Yeah, I hope. Yeah. We all hope.
So Scott sort of, glances at you guys and thanks the captain and goes off to go handle that business.
Cool.
All right, so you guys are off the ship. How are you going to try to find your other teammates here?
Oh, you mean Melhandra and Elijah?
Yes.
Well, we do have a PI.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any systems on board the ship for registering people, messaging systems, etc.?
Yes, actually.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna see if I register with it, see if there's any message for me or my colleagues.
Give me a roll for computer operations. I'll give you a +2 to your skill.
We could also just take the traditional role-playing game approach and just wander to all of the bars and go find them.
Yes,
I mean,
is there a mysterious old man in a pub?
+2, did you say?
Yes.
I beat that by 4 with the +2 then. Yeah, it's not even a great roll, but it's me test smart.
All right. You locate the computer system pretty easily. There's several public terminals not too far away from the docking area, and you get search through several directories and locate basically a interstation messaging service, and there is a email for you. Or actually, it's email to that's addressed to all of you guys.
I'll gather everybody around as I'm about to open it, and then once everyone's gathered, I shall open it.
All right, are you gonna wait for Jar?
I will wait for the character that Jar is playing. I'll wait for Scott, but I'm not waiting for Jararered because we might be here for a while.
All right. Well, you catch him on sort of the way to the cargo area, and he pauses for you. So the message basically says, "Hi, this is Elijah. We haven't met yet, but you're supposed to meet me up. I am presently in the medical bay, so if I leave, I'll leave them a message."
Cool. Okay. Is there a map on this terminal pointing us to the medical bay?
Yes, it's that little hospital bed.
Yay! That's convenient. It'll not take us long. Is there a fast transit system?
There are some automated walkways and escalators in a few spots. In the more more populated areas, there's elevators elsewhere. So
cool. Well, I'll use whatever the nearest fast transit system that heads that way, and let's get going.
Yeah, I just follow my humans.
Yep, off we go.
Woohoo! All right, you guys are gonna end up in good old hospital land up there. I'm not gonna stack you all up on top of each other, but I will go.
I like to keep a good 100-meter distance between myself and my colleagues.
Excellent.
Extreme shadowing.
Exactly. Hey, I'm proficient in shadowing. Let's see how well I do at shadowing from that kind of distance.
You can shadow from light years away.
Look at that! I beat that by 2.
Great.
So I'm
Great
shadowing
job.
the shit out of you guys.
Well, but isn't Hexlug following you? How does that work?
Well, he doesn't know.
He follows
Shadowing
he can
a
follow
shadow.
me. Yeah, he can follow me, but the person I'm following doesn't know that I'm following them.
So I'm guessing. So does that mean Gepwin, you're in the lead here?
I don't.
Yes.
All right, then
I'm
we'll say
following everyone, but I'm following them more quickly, so I got here first.
Cool.
All right.
So
you
you
guys
overtook the people you're following.
Yes.
Well,
Excellent.
you're a bold action sort of guy after all, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you get You get to the medical bay, the station medical bay first, and there's a receptionist sort of person here. It's actually a robot. They tell you where to find Eli, and it's in one of the wards. It's like just down the hall sort of situation.
All right, I guess I will go find this Eli chappie.
I need to make sure I have his character sheet up so I can talk about him. So you go and track down Eli. I'm assuming everybody else sort of follows along. But
Yep.
you round the corner and look into the hospital room, and there's a kind of a friendly-looking kind of fellow. He's a bit overweight. He has a big black eye over his left eye thing going on here, and he seems to be watching TV when you guys start popping your heads in. But he looks over and gives you a wave and says, "Hi, can I help you?"
Eli, I presume.
Yes, are you... He points his fingers at you and is trying to make an educated guess, but is hoping you help him out.
We have been sent by our mutual friend, winking.
You mean our boss?
Yes, our friendly friend boss.
Khan, I believe is his name.
Oh, okay, good. He suddenly looks very much more relieved. It's like, I was a little worried, the people that mugged me might come back to finish the job. Hi, go ahead and have a seat. I'm not too out of sorts here. They just wanted to keep me here until someone picked me up. But, hey, how are you guys doing? How's the trip in?
The trip was fine. You got mugged. Tell us
Yeah,
about that.
I was wandering the stations. We've been here for a couple of weeks now, and I kind of wandered maybe into the bad areas, and well, there's a couple guys there. They kind of got me, jumped me from behind, and they gave me a couple punches to the face. I didn't resist. They ran off with my wallet. Yeah,
Would you like us to avenge you?
No, I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Oh, but he so loves avenging.
And I shift the aperture on my eye laser menacingly.
By the way, Bill, you have met this guy before. You haven't interacted with him too much, though. But you do recognize him, and he does recognize you. It's the other two guys that he's a little bit more not so certain about. And by the way,
Gotcha.
Jar's left the group, so at this point, so just the three of you.
He's just fumbling his way through customs again.
Yes.
He's going to end up on a different ship and go in a wrong direction.
But still end up on the same planet at some point.
Somehow end up with a family of tourists and goes to doesn't speak any of their languages, but he still just follows them along. It's going to be great.
They all started speaking some sort of weird mashup of Chinese and Arabic, and it was really confusing. But Eli, seems very not interested in getting revenge on these people. And then he says, plus I think Mel might already be doing that. I hope she's okay.
So have I met Mel before too, or just this guy?
You've met Mel before. It's been a while. She kind of reminded you a lot of other robots, to be honest. She didn't say much to you specifically, but she did have a very blunt way about her.
Gotcha.
But Mel's certainly not here.
She will handle revenge with efficiency.
I have no doubts about that. I just hope not too efficient. He kind of lifts his hand and scratches the top of his head. She gets kind of carried away sometimes,
Well, if these guys have mugged you and taken your stuff, then they at least should pay a little bit if they and give it back.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting my wallet back. Just I don't want someone to be worse off than I am. That's just not cool, man.
There's better ways of readdressing the balance than taking someone's stuff. Doesn't matter if you got less than they have. Taking the stuff's wrong, regardless of how you look at it. They don't know what your situation's like.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you guys. I've gotten the mission briefing myself. I guess you guys are all up to speed, right? Okay, come on in, and shut the door so we don't got people listening in.
Yep, I'll shut the door and
Aye.
we'll set it. Let's see what information they've got.
Well, I'm going to actually send you, Melek, a little bit of a info dump that you would have already gotten here in just
Yes,
a
please.
moment. Where is it? S. Just making sure I got everything I needed collected. This is a video message. I'm going to try to send it to you on TeamSpeak here.
Okay.
No idea if it'll all come through. Actually, it won't. There's limits. Never mind. I'll send it to you later. But the gist tells you about the planet Kasambi. There's two people in charge there, Benson and what was the other guy's name? Norcus. They are they're sort of where is it? Trying to make sure I'm not mentioning things I shouldn't be mentioning yet. That there's something happening to the star in the system that seems to be experiencing some instabilities, and they also believe that the planet some millions of years ago experienced a similar event that caused a massive burst of material that stripped off most of the planet's atmosphere. Given that there's this base on the planet, they don't necessarily want to get hit by giant solar flares again, sort of situation.
That makes sense.
You mentioned be joining the rest of the team, Elijah and Mel. There's also mention of, I believe, Mel's mission will be different than yours, so she'll not be assisting you directly in the activities until her other activities are complete. Talk about the ship. Already got all through that stuff, and there's a. So there's a little bit of info dump. I can also send you specifically the profiles for these two people in particular. So there's Elijah's, and there is Mel's.
Okay.
So I can also provide this to the rest of the group if they like after the game, perhaps. And so, he sort of gets up to speed with all you guys to make sure everybody's on the same page with what's going on. And, so, he's super motivated to get out of this hospital bed and get on the ship and get over there, even though it's still a week away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right, so, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Unless we can gather any additional information here, I say we should go find this Mal and get the band together.
The band was left on a previous planet that we visited.
We're starting a new band, Hex.
Metaphor.
I do not play an instrument.
It's a metaphor.
You can be vocal.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Agreed.
You guys play some musical instruments, and I'm sure that'll be cool.
Elijah does get a little bit of a chuckle about the conversation here, but he grabs his phone from the nightstand, starts poking at it, and he says, "I got Mel's number if you want to give her a call. I tried to call her earlier, but she didn't pick up for me, so I can wave it. He offers to wave his phone at you to transfer the information."
Okay, yeah, I'll take mine out and receive the number.
Cool. And he says,
So
if
Hex
you guys
has met her before. Maybe he should call.
Can my roboticness intercept that phone number?
Do you have a wireless receiver, like a radio? That's
I didn't write it on my character sheet, but I intended to have a phone somehow integrated into myself, or represented as like some subsystem that acts as a phone.
Kind of like having a phone like a normal character, but then sort of.
But I'm a robot,
maybe.
so
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Story wise.
It would be, although if one of my little robot snaky arms had to come out holding a telephone up to my spherical featureless
be
body.
brilliant.
Old style flip phone.
Yeah, like a razor phone or something.
Really, really big buttons, like for old people. That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
90s.
Oh, I got one of those little kid phones that only has 4 buttons pre-programmed.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, let's since it's not exactly explicitly on your advantages and disadvantages there, and you do
That's
not
fine.
have a phone in your inventory, you're going to need to actually borrow someone's phone, unless you are cool with the giant flip phone. In which case, I can hand my way for hilariousness.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with the giant flip phone.
All right, you have in your possession a big flip phone that you can pop open and.
Yeah, one of my snaky arms extrudes from the bottom of my spherical body, holding this, by this period standards, comically large flip phone, which cannot intercept, transmitted information in that way. So I just say, what was the number?
I'll bring it up on my, because I actually have this little small. It's more of a tablet kind of. It's like a phablet thing, I think, a small computer, isn't it, in this system?
Yeah.
But I'll bring up the contact details that I intercepted and show them him.
Okay, so I look at the screen, look at the phone, press one button, look at the screen,
Oh fuck.
look at the phone, press one button, and so on.
Focus every time, right?
I don't have to. I like to be precise.
That's fine, I suppose.
And then I press send and sort of hold it vaguely in front of myself. Speakerphone is on.
The phone starts to ring. After 3 rings, you hear on the other side a very harsh voice with a little bit of an echo that I can't pull off properly with my own vocal cords that says, "Hello? Who is this?"
This is 6577 Hex Lug. Hello.
"Oh, Hex. It's good to hear from you. I'm a little busy right now. Could you..."
What are you doing?
"I'm helping Elijah."
We are too. What's new?
Okay. If you want to help out, I'm in... What the hell is this place's name again?
Are you busy?
Yes. By the way,
Do you want me to call back?
You can hear a bit of a crowd noise in the background. She then says, "Come to the red pit." And then she hangs up.
Okay.
I'll bring up, if there's a nearby terminal, I'll bring up to find out where the red pit is. I'm assuming it's a bar or a pub of some sort.
Surprise, it is.
Yay! Damn, you see? These points in Streetwise I've put in, it's really paying off.
Really is.
Yeah, the search function's quite easy there. Anyway. So, you got a lead on where she might be at this point.
Okay, I'm going
Okay.
to say goodbye to Elijah. Tell him to, look after himself and give us a call if those guys show up again in case they, they were after more than just his wallet. I'm going to give him my contact details and then move out.
All right. He says thank you, and he's looking forward to working with you guys. He gives you like a nice little friendly wave, and he just seems like so wholesome and delightful. It's like kind of weird, actually. It's like I'm just this friendly guy.
Yay.
It's like straight out of like the the 50s or something like that. Leave It to Beaver. I don't know.
Maybe
I make
he's
sure-
also a robot.
I make sure to also give him my contact information. I broke my last phone. This is my new phone number.
Okay. and he'll put your information in, and he's like, Hex, you're so great.
I know. Thank you.
All right, good luck, and make sure she doesn't hurt people too much. All right.
I'll say to him, smile slightly, and say, "Don't worry."
All right. So you guys head over to the red pit.
Yeah, wherever the red pit is.
Well, it just happens to be that mug over there.
You mean that one?
Yep.
Yay!
The
First
coffee
transit,
bar.
here we come.
All right. So when you get there, the bar is actually kind of empty, but you do hear from behind one of the doors in the on the side a lot of activity. So there's like a bartender and nobody else sort of situation. What do you guys do?
So she's not here?
Well, it doesn't seem to be, but there is definitely something going on in that other room. It's like I'm not going to bother with a perception roll because it's that loud.
Okay, fine. Let's poke my head around and see what's going on.
So you're gonna just go up to the door?
Well, what's on the door? Is it like a private room, or is this like a keep out? Intruders will be shot.
there's
Kind of a door?
there's a big red circle on it, but no other signs.
Uh-huh.
Remember,
That looks familiar. It reminds me of myself.
Now remember, this place is
I'm
called
gonna
the
go
Red
up to the
Pit.
door.
And,
That's
that
where
is a
the
red
fighting,
circle on it.
fighting ring is. So we should probably go in there.
Yeah, a ring. It's blood colored. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna follow him behind Lug.
All right, the bartender does not do anything to stop you, and so welcome to the
Oh.
pit.
This kind of pit.
And
Oh, is it Robot Wars?
not quite, but
So
there is a
battle
giant
bots?
robot in the corner over there. But there is a large.
Is it
crowd.
robots controlling humans in pit fighting? Have the
would be
tables finally
amazing.
turned?
That'd be amazing. It looks like a human fighting a robot to the death, and it looks like it might be Mel.
Well, that does kind of look like it because Mel is in fact very robotic looking in a number of ways.
In
in
a
fact,
terrifying kind of Terminator way.
A little bit, yes. She is like freaking huge. She's like 8 feet tall. She's like chrome, and she's wearing, some badass pieces of things that may be armor, but they might also just be part of her. And she is in the pit, which is about 5 feet down or so. There's another guy in there who is pretty ripped himself, though he's definitely not so obviously cyborg, leaning if he is at all. There's a number of interesting characters floating around, cheering at the activities as these two are seemingly, posing and getting prepared and trying to psych each other out. That sort of, posturing sort of situation.
Yeah.
So, what you guys
Is there
do?
anyone doing gambling or anything, like taking bets anywhere around here?
Well, there's a guy in the upper left corner there who's behind what looks to be a bar, but there's no drinks. So
Okay, then I'm gonna go up to him and ask, and if there's any board behind him with like odds on, I'm gonna see if I can get a bet on Mel.
yeah,
I'm just
there's a
gonna-
screen
Good
back
idea.
there.
Pardon?
There is a screen behind the guy. There does seem to be some numbers on there.
What are the odds on Mel?
They are presently 2-1 in her favor.
Well, that means that she's the favorite. Because what's the other guy's odds?
Well, just the reverse of that.
Okay, well, cool. I'm gonna bet on see if I can take a wager on Mel.
All right,
I'm gonna put 100. I'm gonna put 100 down.
The guy eyes you up, but he'll take your money.
Cool.
All right, Bill, what did you saying?
I said I'm just going to go up to the edge of the ring and watch intently.
All right, Gepwin, what are you up to?
I don't want to bet too much stuff. So I guess I will also go up and start watching the festivities.
All right, Melek, give me a gambling roll if you got the skill.
Gambling roll.
Yes.
Not exactly gambling, but yes. Okay, let me. I don't actually have any skill in gambling. So what would that be? Just like an intelligence
Oh, you
roll?
thought you could take a story moment and turn it to your advantage.
Hell yeah! Of course I fucking did. What do you want me to roll? I don't actually have gambling.
Give me a roll. It'll probably be intelligence, minus something perhaps. That's not the right thing.
I tell you what, I'll just do an intelligence roll and you can minus whatever it is that needs minusing. Whoa, I made it by 6. That's a good roll.
All right. All right.
You decided you're too smart to gamble.
Well, the good news is gambling is intelligence -5, so you did make it.
Woohoo!
So you suspect that given what you've seen from the two fighters down there, that they might be underestimating Mel's capabilities here. So
This is a good thing.
yes, in fact, a big screen
I just
lowers.
I like the idea of people sitting there saying, "Yeah, I could definitely take the Terminator in a fight."
People get like that. People have like silly bravado and all that nonsense. So,
The
yeah,
Terminator
it
only
happens.
won in like 1 of 4 movies. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he
Honestly.
definitely couldn't beat that molten steel. That's for sure.
Well, I mean that was a Terminator, but yeah. The T-101 Terminator, yeah, the Arnie model, yeah, didn't do too great.
A screen starts to lower from the ceiling, and a elderly man's face appears upon it. Welcome to the Red Pitch match 58448, and today we have Cliff versus Mel. I hope everyone made their bets. I think it's time to get this started. Begin! Then the screen cuts out, and the two fighters come at each other. Now, if you guys want to jump in, you can. They are unarmed from the looks of it. No weapons, no nothing. Have their dukes up, all that sort of stuff.
So basically, what you're saying is, if I wanted to pull out my heavy laser pistol and shoot him in the head, I could.
Potentially.
I'm not going
you'll
to.
have-
I'm just simply saying that's like. I mean, I don't think I would be allowed to have my winnings if that's how she won.
Technically speaking, you can do that in any situation.
What? Shoot someone
Correct.
and take them?
Yeah, shoot. Just
Yeah.
pull out your gun and shoot.
This is true. This is true. Cool. Okay.
All right. I forgot to open Clifford's sheet here real quick. All right, there we go. And Mel goes first, and she does
Yay.
not throw. She does not seem to throw a punch, but she does step up to him, close the distance. Then, interrupt me if you guys want to do anything. Cliff decides to take a jab at her. There's my window. He whiffs. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that was pretty shit.
Yeah. Double checking, making sure. No, actually, he'll hit. His skill's just that high. Mel will proceed not to dodge.
Is he gonna break his hand? Because that's gonna be
Probably.
funny.
He does have brass knuckles that he's sort of as an effect. That's just part of his hand because his hand's not actually real. But so he will not be enjoying a broken hand on this. I will roll 1d6, and that will do a little damage to our friend over there. She seems unhappy about this, but does not seem to have made any attempt to dodge. She just took it. But then it's her turn again. And she is going to throw a massive punch. Oh, that's actually really good. I'm going to note something here real quick. How does that compare to her skill? So she made it by that much. And, but it's not quite as expected. All right. All right, so that'll be that kind of bonus. She actually made a feint against him, throwing her giant fist at his face, but kind of pulling it at just the last moment. He is going to try to counterattack. He'll actually hit solidly. She will attempt to dodge, and she actually... Does she dodge? She steps out of it without much of a problem at all, and then proceeds to all-out attack. She's going to attack twice. Ooh. Oh dear.
That's a good one.
And she's potentially hitting on both of these. And her skill's not super crazy, so the 5 is not, say, a crit. He will attempt to dodge one. Where is his thing? He definitely misses that one. And he definitely misses that one. So she will punch him twice. Where's her thingamajig here? All right. She is roll 26. 26. All right. That'll be a total of 10 damage towards this guy.
Oh, wow. That's pretty horrible.
Yeah, he doesn't have any armor, so it's like, oh, I'm just going to take it. And one of those will be a major wound, yes. A major wound means he has taken half of his hit points in a single attack. So there's actually 2 attacks there. The 6 will be enough. Actually, it's 7. Yeah, because she has a +1 to her damage. So he's actually at 0 hit points.
His kidney explodes. Yeah, his
And
kidney
he exploded.
Yep.
She pummels him severely. Major wounds. Any single injury that inflicts wounds of excess of 1/2 your hit points is a major wound. For a major wound to the torso, you must make a HT roll. Failure means you are stunned or knocked out. So this guy's got to make a roll to stay up. He makes that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes that very well, actually. But
I don't think he's going to last, though.
All right, he's also at 0 hit points. And he... All right, so it's now his turn, so he has to roll to maintain consciousness. And he does make it, though he is definitely not in a good position. He's going to try to make another swing at him, at her. That will potentially hit. She will attempt to dodge this one. And she will actually make that. She has a very good dodge when she's not wearing anything, armor-wise. And now it's her turn. She'll make another all-out attack. That will potentially hit, and that will probably hit. He'll try to dodge again. And that was a... he'll actually dodge that one. No, wait, he'll because he got a penalty for having the taking the excess damage. Because he is experiencing shock because he has taken so much damage now. So sorry if I'm kind of glossing over a lot of this. I'm just kind of trying to give you guys a little bit of a cinematic moment. But he'll be hit twice, and we'll just roll 2d6. So another 12 damage. Ooh, he's in bad shape. Interesting. So he is at a position where he's going to be potentially dying. He needs to make a roll to survive. Oops. He is now on the ground, bleeding. He may be dead. There's a cheer going up in the room. Mel raises her fists in the air and goes, "Yes!" And that's the end of today's episode.
I clap my metal hands together.
I gotta collect my winnings.
Yeah, little tubules.
Yeah, little snake arms.
So Alex will get 200 bucks from this little bit here. And that's the end of today's session here, guys.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, I just made
So-
$100.
So, did Mel
Moving
just
up in
kill
the world.
somebody? Or is he just unconscious?
I'm sure that the people here are, gonna deal with that situation.
Do we really care?
Well, I mean, I do.
Honestly.
I'm making the assumption that they're going to provide him with some kind of medical treatment, stroke stability, stabilization,
I mean-
whatever.
I have a thing against killing, but I didn't
Yeah.
kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a thing
So maybe-
against innocent people having the shit kicked out of him, but he did go into that ring willingly from the looks of it, so it's like, I'd rather he not die. I'd be quite shocked at this place if he ended up dying because they just neglected him. But, I won some money, so I'm counting my monies.
So there will be some people jumping in the ring to see how things are actually for the guy.
Thank
Mel
goodness for
will
that.
back off, and we'll fade to black for today's adventure. So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Awesome. Yeah, it's okay to say no. Then I'll see about adjusting things, of course. But yeah, excellent.
It'd be
Cool.
nice to have
So-
the whole group together. Hopefully,
Yes.
Jararered and everybody else
Yes.
can, and then we can get into some sort of meet and greet. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is a sort of progression toward the main adventure kind of thing, and I'm happy
Right.
with that.
And we
We're
still
all
need to
getting
figure
used
out
to
what
GURPS.
happened to Jar's luggage.
Yes. The greatest mystery of all.
Hey, come on, I've gotten laid and I've won 100 space bucks. So, I mean, this overall has been a really good session for Alex.
Things do seem to be going well for him. He's
He-
got a whole new tribe on the way. She's going to be releasing her spores any day now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to speak to Lug about the birds and the bees. I'm not going to call it the birds and the bees because that's
Oh, that's going to make
whole
it so
fucking-
much worse.
No, I'm not going to say it's the birds and the bees, because yeah, like you say, that's going to be like,
The
So I-
spores sting people now.
And-
Make
and-
honey.
and then you
He
have
will
to
never
defend-
trust a bee again.
or a bird. I mean, it's especially if he sees a bird and a bee near each other, he's going to assume that there's humans popping out.
Yeah. Well, he already doesn't trust birds because birds
Oh.
think he's a statue.
Oh, and they shit on him. Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you should make him not trust birds because I have animal handling raptors and that.
There are a lot of
Awesome.
living things that he does not trust.
One
finds-
question. Go
Yeah.
on, carry on. No, carry on.
I was just going to say he finds many forms of animals to be unpleasant.
Pigs.
He likes pigs, actually.
Oh, weird. Because they just roll around in the mud, which is, weird.
They just like to hang
Cool.
out.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask is a complete topic change, which is why I didn't actually want. I sort of realized, oh shit, I'm interrupting. No, is obviously we've all done sort of training or practice toward spending the 5 points that we got, assuming that that's all we've still got. Do we get to spend them now, or how is that going to work?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead and do the adjustments on your character sheet, and Alex will have investigated the forensics of the morning after for his forensic test.
For fuck's sake, that's implying some very specific thing there. God damn it, man!
I'll leave
Plenty
it
of
up to your
consequences in life.
I've spent 3 points. Okay.
And also I was happy to introduce that one NPC to you Gepwin. You may run into him again, so just sort of FYI.
Oh, excellent! Crazy conspiracy archaeologist.
Excellent.
That's always
Man.
fun.
Excellent. Oh, I should
I
have given.
pumped up my forensic bit.
The pyramids were landing pads for ancient alien spaceships. So
they-
on.
They tried to set us
Then
up.
we
to
find a
fail.
giant ring.
Yeah.
I'm actually, because I did obviously the chatting to her as well. I may actually put a couple of points into something else. I don't know what it would be. Something like it would have to be a diplomacy thing at this point, or a charm thing.
Charisma or something.
Charisma's actually quite expensive. It's like 5 points per level. It's,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's one of those powerful advantages. So I may just turn around and see what else there is. Let's have a little look. Oh, any category.
But yeah, so let's do the wind down here. So I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us today, eh?
Yay!
Yeah,
It has been really, really good.
it was fun.
Thank you very much for running it.
Yeah, no problem. And
And hopefully, if go on,
go ahead.
it was something I had nothing to do with this game.
Okay. So I'd like to thank you to my players. Let's go, Bill. Thank you very much for joining for me. Folks watching elsewhere on other channels and things like that. Bill's a guy of many talents, and is solving puzzles for you and me and everyone.
Yes.
And Gepwin, you're also doing puzzle things, right?
Yes, I was doing the puzzle things. I got so frustrated with the last one, I may be giving up on that. We'll have to see.
Oh no.
But stay tuned. That should be coming out this week. That's always fun.
Excellent. And Melek, thank you as well.
Thank you.
You're some sort of a magical, amazing man, right?
Well, I'm magical, I suppose. Amazing. I've been called amazing. Mostly by people who freak me out. But yes, yeah, I do magic-y things. Sometimes.
So you didn't like meeting up with Mikey in the jail cell?
Mikey, is that his name? Slippery,
Yep.
slimy Mikey. No, I didn't really like. No, he can go away.
I hope that character plagues Alex
Oh,
for the
fuck.
rest of the game.
He's got like a man crush on me or something? He's like a
He's just
slimy,
in
greasy man.
every time you're arrested, he's in every jail cell. He's at every
No.
sleazy motel we stay at. Like he's like in the hot tub.
You just sometimes
Like,
have a
he's
feeling
just-
that something slimy is watching you.
No.
There's a point where we need to like you're in a hurry, you hail a cab, he's the cab driver. Maybe even one point you end up in the hospital, he's your doctor.
No. How can he have so many jobs? No.
How are you doing today?
The
Ah!
whole assumption of inmates.
But the interesting thing is that we never see him. Dun dun dun.
God, it could all be in my mind.
Or maybe we never see Alex. We only see Mikey.
So I'm a figment of Mikey's imagination?
Yep.
Could be.
Ah! That sounds terrifying in every way.
Yes, it should. It should cause you fear. Anyway, I'm gonna
Well, I'd like
end
to
my stream.
discuss.
So
Okay.
Did you do a shout out for Gepwin?
yeah, Gepwin, you're awesome.
No.
Yeah, we did the shout out. There's relevant
Yes.
links
Okay.
places. Yeah.
So links down for everybody in the descriptions, and until next time, everybody, toodles and stuff, yo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Big circle.
Yay.
Ah.